Good morning to one and all. In this video lecture series of casting process, now we are going to discuss about one of the casting process, that is investment casting. Investment casting, it is also known as the last wax casting, is the precision manufacturing process used to integrate metal parts. It is one of the oldest known metal forming techniques and is highly valued for its ability to produce complex shapes with excellent surface finish and tight tolerance. Next, we will going to discuss about what are the various steps in investment casting. First one is the pattern creation and then assembly of wax pattern and then shell building, wax removal, dewaxing, metal pouring, cooling, cutting and finishing process. Next, we will discuss about different types of steps one by one. First one is the production of wax pattern. Here, in the pattern, the wax is filled inside the pattern. The outer covering is the metal die. Next is the different types of multiple patterns can be produced with the help of the metallic die, and then it is assembled or it is attached to the wax spool. This is the second step. Next step is we need to coat the wax, or we need to dip the wax pattern into the refractory slurry. That is the second step, slurry coating to the wax pattern. That means molding of shell can be formed with the help of dipping the wax pattern in the refractory slurry. Step 4 is the melting out of the wax pattern. While dipping the wax pattern into the refractory slurry, a shell mold is created to the certain thickness of about 10 to 20 mm. Next step is the dewaxing. Dewaxing means melting out of the dewaxing with the help of where we heat the metal mold to the certain temperature and then dewaxing process takes place. Next one is the molten metal, pouring of molten metal. Here the molten metal or liquid is poured into the shell mold and it is allowed to coolify it. And the final step is the cutoff. In the case of investment casting, multiple components can be produced at the stretch with the help of the wax sprue. In detail, we will discuss it. First one is the pattern creation. A wax or plastic model of the part to be cast is created. This pattern is an exact replica of the final metal part. Next, multiple patterns may be attached to the central wax structure called the sprue, forming a tree that allows multiple parts to be cast simultaneously. Next one is the assembly of wax pattern, as we had already discussed. The wax patterns are attached to the gating system, which includes the sprue and other channels that allow molten metal to flow into the mold and gases to escape. Next one is the shell building. The assembled wax patterns are repeatedly dipped into the ceramic slurry or refractory slurry, then coated with the fine sand or refractory material. This process is repeated several times, building up a thick ceramic shell around the wax pattern. Each layer is allowed to dry before the next step is applied. The next step is the wax removal or dewaxing. Once the ceramic shell has reached the desired thickness, the entire assembly is heated, usually in the autoclave or furnace, to melt and remove the wax, leaving a hollow metallic ceramic mold. The mold is then further fired to remove any residual wax and to strengthen the ceramic shell. Next step is the metal pouring or pouring of the molten metal. The ceramic mold is preheated to the specific temperature to avoid thermal shock, and the molten metal is poured into the mold. The metal fills the cavity, taking on the exact shape of the original wax pattern. Next step is the cooling of the molten metal. After the metal has been cooled and solidified, the ceramic shell is broken away, revealing the cast metal parts. And the final process is the cutting and finishing operation. The individual cast parts are cut off from the sprue and undergo various finishing processes such as grinding, polishing, heat treatment or machining to achieve the desired specifications. Some of the advantages of investment casting are: complex shapes can be produced with the help of the investment casting. It allows for the production of intricate and complex shapes that would be difficult or impossible to achieve with other casting methods. Next, fine, detailed and smooth surface can be attained with the help of the investment casting. And different types of materials can be produced with the help of investment casting. Some of them are stainless steel, carbon steel, aluminum, bronze, superalloys, etc. And higher dimensional accuracies can be also attained with the tight tolerance with the help of the investment casting. Some of the applications are in aerospace industries, turbine blades, engine components, structural parts can be made. In case of automobile, engine parts, gear components, transmission parts can be also produced with the help of the investment casting. In case of medical devices, surgical instruments, implants, prosthetics can also be produced. And in case of industrial applications, pumps, different types of pumps, valves can be produced. Thank you.